Good morning, everyone. It's May 10th, 2019. I'm Eric. I'm here at shtfplan.com. Food prices to soar thanks to the trade war's tariffs. This comes from Max Lavo. And on top of the trade war, we have record flooding in most of the agricultural sectors of this country, which means there will be no crops this year. And you add to that the trade war, and you're going to have massive increases in price in food prices. So they say perhaps unintended consequences of the Trump administration's trade war on China and other countries will be rising food prices for the American consumer. And they're being a little kind there. I think maybe they probably know exactly what the outcome will be. So I doubt that the consequences are unintended. I just don't think they give a shit about the consequences. I mean, after all, most of the people Donald Trump and his swamp, most of the people they know will never have to worry about putting food on their plates or their tables because, well, and they're very rich, and so it won't matter to them if food prices go higher. But it matters to people like myself. Last year, we were spending roughly $100 every 2 weeks on groceries. About 120, really. And this year, we're spending more like 150, and we're getting more or less the very same stuff that we were getting last year. So our food bill is $30 higher, approximately. I mean, it's not exact, but approximately $30 higher. And we feel that $30. I have a F-150 that's a V8, and well, we because of that $30, we have to drive less. So, food could also become scarcer as it becomes more expensive to move it around globally. For example, fresh tomatoes imported from Mexico are about to become scarcer and pricier thanks to the Trump administration's withdrawal from the tomato suspension agreement with Mexico. But the real problem is the imposition of a 17.5% tariff or tax on the American consumer on fresh Mexican tomatoes, according to researchers at Arizona State University, as reported by Brownsville Herald. The Border Trade Alliance, a cross-border trade advocacy group, cites the ASU study in decrying the U.S. Commerce Department's formal withdrawal from the pact and imposition of tariffs. BTA President Britton Clark said in a statement that the organization regrets the Commerce Department's withdrawal from the agreement created in 1996 and last updated in 2013 that has regulated the U.S.-Mexico tomato trade for decades. And if you're like me, you're not rich. Between my wife and I, we'll make around $4,000 a month. somewhere around there. About $4,000 a month while I'm working. And when I'm not working, well, it goes down to about half that. And you should be able to survive off of $4,000 a month pretty easily, except that our rent is going to be going up. We have to move. We have an extra person and no bedroom for them. So we're going to have to move to a place, and then our rent's going to double to about $800 to $1,000 a month. So even when there's two incomes involved, even if you make somewhere around $4,000 a month, and that's just a rough estimate. It'd be more like, about $3,800 bucks. Then you add to that the gas, vehicle upkeep, and all that stuff. It's really not much money. In quotes, it's a move that hits shoppers in the wallet, Clark said. As a result of this decision and the establishment of tariffs on fresh tomato imports from Mexico, U.S. consumers will face higher prices on popular tomato varieties. And, is this a way for Dickhead to pay for the wall? Maybe. I don't know. But like every other administration, they do more harm to the American people than good. You remember that video I shared a while back of that guy freaking out in the vape shop? And that guy, the guy that was kind of trolling him, he was talking about having extra money in his wallet. I think probably he's too stupid to do math. So, this is all part of the upcoming food crisis problem we've been warning everyone about from the beginning. Facing bankruptcies and flooding, U.S. farmers are going to have They totally butchered the sentence, so I'm going to have to start this one over. Facing bankruptcies and flooding, U.S. farmers are going to have to find a way to keep up with the demand. The only logical result those who can afford to eat will get to. All these costs will be passed on to the American public, 78% of which already live paycheck to paycheck. And food prices will rise in 2019, adversely impacting or adversely affecting those living paycheck to paycheck. The ASU study predicts that because of the added tariff, depending on tomato variety and time of year, customers could end up paying between 40 and 85% more for Mexican tomatoes as a result of the administration's actions. So much for extra money in our pocket because a Republican is in office. We take the department at its word that neighbors over or negotiations over a possible revised agreement will continue, Clark said. They must continue with urgency, or we risk inflicting lasting damage on the U.S. economy. And the economy will never come back. Understand that we have been destroyed purposely. Starting with the creation of the Federal Reserve, the income tax, and so many other things. And here we are on the verge of collapsing, and they're going to add more taxes to the American people. Tomato imports alone account for more than 30,000 U.S. jobs and support a supply chain that generates almost $3 billion in U.S. gross domestic product, according to the ASU study. These tariffs will damage the U.S. economy even more than before. Impoverished Americans trying to feed their families, and could result in the loss of jobs and lead to a financial recession that's coupled with a scarcity of food. And I'm going to tell you, everyone is acting as if a recession is coming. All right? If we never really recovered from the last recession, which was 2007 through 9, beginning in 2007 anyway, then we can't claim that a new one is starting. It just never ended. So we've been in recession since then. What is that? 12 years? Maybe 13, close to it. So we've been in a 12-year recession, and people are pretending as if this thing hasn't started yet or is just starting. Anyone making these claims, I have no rational reason to do so, because again, our economy has not ever bounced back from the last one. So, first steel and aluminum on Canada and Mexico, now tomatoes, and soon on China, and a president trying to have us believe that all will be paid by Mexico and China, said Antonio Garza, the former U.S. ambassador to Mexico and now counsel to White and Case in Mexico City. In quotes again, anyone who's old enough to have paid the tobacco or liquor taxes when returning from Matamoros to Brownsville knows exactly who pays those taxes, and it's not Mexico. And it's not. It's not Mexico that's going to pay for all this. It's you. It's me. It's our families. And, as long as Trump has the ability, and his buddies, his swamp creatures, as long as they have the ability to feed themselves, fuck everybody else. And that's what these tariffs are getting us. That's what voting for motherfuckers like Donald Trump gets you. I told you, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. And man, did you people get a real stupid prize in Donald Trump. You got duped. You got duped like a bunch of suckers. But hey. He put more money in your pockets, right? That's not what the numbers say. And I think I believe the numbers more than I believe any political sycophant. Anyway, thought I'd share this with you. And this is another reason to boycott the elections. I mean, these guys are going to run us completely into the ground until there's nothing left. That Deagle.com forecast of 100 million people as the population of the United States by 2025, it's becoming more and more believable, isn't it? Anyway, you like my content, please do subscribe, please do share, and please do thumbs up. I have a PayPal link below and 2 Discord links. If you go to Discord, you will be greeted by Mike and Nomad. Both are good guys. And till next time, kill the state before the state kills you.